Hello learners, as you know we are studying chapter 3rd, Atoms and Molecule. Today we will study Dalton's atomic theory. Before that, let us know something about John Dalton. You can see his picture here. John Dalton was born in 1766 in England to a poor weaver family. After completing his schooling, he became a teacher at the age of 12. Later, after 7 years, he became principal of his school. His atomic theory is recognized even today as one of the most brilliant work in the field of science. You must know, in 1805, an English school teacher, John Dalton, proposed his famous atomic theory which we know as Dalton atomic theory. According to this theory, all matter, whether an element, compound or a mixture, is composed of small particle called atom. Students, this atom word is from Greek word atomos, which means uncut. If I give you the meaning of this word atom, it means such a thing which cannot be cut further, which cannot be divided further. So this was the concept of Dalton for atom, that atom is the smallest particle of a matter which cannot be further divided. So let us know more about Dalton's atomic theory. Now we will see the postulate given by Dalton and I will explain all of them to you. First of all the matter is made up of very tiny particle called atoms, and this atom participate in all chemical reaction. Okay. Now second one, as I previously told you, atoms are indivisible particle. They cannot be divided further. Okay, they are the smallest one as per Dalton's theory. Meanwhile, they cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Now, third point, atoms of same element are identical in mass and chemical property. So, according to this theory, if you are having an atom, okay, you are having two or more atom of say gold element, then each of them will have same mass, same chemical property. Now understand the next thing. Atoms of different element have different masses and different chemical properties. Now this time I am giving you one example. Say you are having an atom of copper and an atom of sulfur. Both are different things. Copper is a metal, sulfur is a non-metal. Then they both will differ in their masses and chemical properties. I hope you are able to understand it. So you must understand all these things because these all are important. Now let's see what are the other things said by Dalton. Atoms combine in a ratio of small whole number to form compound. It means whenever atom will combine to form a compound, then the ratio will be the smallest whole number ratio. Okay, let's take example of water. Water is having formula H2O. So what's the ratio here? 2:1. Hydrogen atom and oxygen atom are combining in 2:1 to form water. So always whenever water will form, they will combine in this fixed whole number ratio. Not just water, this is applicable for all the compounds which form. Now, relative number of and atom. Now the last postulate says the relative number and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. It is almost similar to the above postulate. Look, the number and kind of atom, they will be constant whenever a compound will form. Let us explain with the help of an example. Calcium carbonate, which is having formula CaCO3. Okay, your bones and teeth are made up of this thing. Calcium carbonate is having calcium, carbon and oxygen, 3 type of atoms, and the number of these atoms are here constant. One calcium atom, 1 carbon atom and 3 atoms of oxygen. So in this way we have understood the various postulates given by Dalton. But obviously these all postulates are not correct. There are few drawbacks. Let us know more about that. Now we will discuss the drawbacks of Dalton's theory. Those points, those postulates which were given by Dalton and they were not correct, this heading will explore about them. First of all, as you know, Dalton said atom is the smallest particle and we cannot divide it further, but it is not true. In actual, atom is further made up of smallest subatomic particles which are electron, proton and neutron. Okay? Electron, proton and neutron forms your atom. We will study about these later on in the next chapter. For now, you must know that atom is not the smallest thing. We are having still some other smallest things than your atom. Next thing, you know that Dalton's theory says all atoms of an element have exactly same mass. Okay, now I am introducing a new thing to you, that is isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of same element which are having different masses. For now, let's take example of carbon. Okay, carbon is having three type of atom. One which is having atomic mass 12, second which is having atomic mass 13, and third which is having atomic mass 14. So three of them, they are carbon atom, but still they are having different masses. So such a thing, they three will be called isotopes of carbon and they differ in mass. It must be clear to you now. Now the last thing is, as you know, Dalton said the atom of different element should have different masses. I have given one example to you earlier, but still isobars, they are such different elements which are having same mass. Let me give you one example. Look, calcium, okay, and second thing is your argon. Calcium and argon are two elements which are having mass 40. So as per Dalton's theory, it is a drawback because two elements are having two atoms of different elements are having same mass, which should not be there. In this way, we have seen the drawbacks of Dalton's theory. Now practice time, students. First question is, which postulate of Dalton's atomic theory is the result of law of conservation of mass? Now you know that what is the law of conservation of mass? It says mass cannot be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. There are numerous ways to define your law of conservation of mass. We can even say atom cannot be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Yes. So, out of the postulate given by Dalton, the postulate which is result of law of conservation of mass is that atom cannot be created or destroyed during any chemical reaction or a physical change. Now look at the second question. It says, which postulate of Dalton's atomic theory can explain the law of definite proportion? You must remember the law of definite proportion. This law says that whenever a compound will form, the atom will combine in simplest ratio to their mass. Now, out of the Dalton's atomic theory, the postulate which is result of this is the atom combines with each other in simple whole number ratio to form compound. Now students, we have seen the practice questions, the various postulates and drawbacks of Dalton atomic theory. Though all the points of Dalton atomic theory were not correct, but still it was a breakthrough to understand about atoms. At that time, when people were not aware about atom, the concept of atom was introduced by Dalton and it gave a direction to others to think about it. So that's why this work by Dalton is very important and still considered. Okay, that's all students. Enjoy learning.